I received information from the National Commissioner and General Khumalo about a particular member of the prosecuting authority who was involved in organized criminality. I am not going to mention the name of that prosecutor in this House. The matter is under investigation. I immediately, upon receiving that information, I made a formal referral of the matter to the ADHOC to investigate the matter.
Honorable Skosana.
I just wanted to make a seeking clarity question, because the Advocate Batohi is saying he can't reveal the name here. But if it's the same person who was mentioned in the media, why not revealing it here? Because in the media, if as members here of the committee, and the South African, some people knows exactly what we are talking about. Who's that person we are talking about? Why are we hiding it here?
Advocate.
Chair, I will not want to hide anything from this committee. I regard it as a very important committee. But I do want to be responsible at the same time. I'm not sure who the person is that the honourable member is referring to. But even if the name is given to me now, I'm not going to make a comment about whether it is or isn't. It's not fair on the process. It's not fair on the person concerned. And this might turn out not to be true. We may not be able to verify this information. And then it destroys people's reputations and lives. So I'd please ask the House to be understanding and not to insist that because I will not reveal the name, Chair.
But if it's mentioned in the media, and it's the same person, and he says it's a secret, for me that's a double standard. I mean, we deserve to know as well, formally so.
Honorable Malem.
No, thanks, Chair. I thought she was suggesting we must just go home if she's going to proceed like that. Because we deal with names here. What are we dealing with? What are we dealing with here? We want to know who captured the criminal justice system. And if we can't be told names and we accept that, let's go home. Especially names that are out there. There is a prosecutor, I'm just forgetting the name of, is it Johannesburg or something, Pretoria, who's suspended by the president? Joburg, Chauke. What's difficult saying something like that? What's difficult saying something like that if we're referring to Chauke? Or if there is more, we need to know. There is nothing unprofessional about that, because if we're going to proceed like that, we're becoming toothless. We cannot allow a situation where there is an allegation of a prosecutor who is being captured or infiltrated, and we are told we can't be given a name.
Advocate.
Thank you, Chair. I really want to emphasize, honourable members, that I do not seek to be disrespectful to this committee. I haven't even said, the members have mentioned names. I haven't even said whether it is or isn't that name that has been mentioned. And I will not, I don't want to make it difficult for this House to be able to do its work. But given that I was given, I think at the level of intelligence, because I haven't even said it's evidence, I went back to the National Commissioner as well as General Khumalo and I said, can you please give me evidence of this? Because I need more evidence. And so I really urge that it will be hugely irresponsible of me to mention a name in this House on the basis of intelligence that I've received that may or may not be true. So I really urge honourable members to understand that I do want to help this House, but I do not want to put people's names at risk. For various reasons. You never know how people are put at risk. I mean, and we don't know whether it was a direct consequence of what happened in this House, but you know that our chief investigator of the ADHOC was attacked a day or two after his name was mentioned in this House. But one might say, look, he is the chief investigator, it's not difficult, that you shouldn't really draw that conclusion. I will understand that as well. But it does put people at risk, and I do not want to be irresponsible and do that when all I've received is intelligence about the possibility that about the fact that somebody is involved with organized criminal networks.
Honorable Ngola.
Chair, We have evidence before us that there are rogue sections within the NPA, which suggests that we must dig deeper to look into the allegation. And part of what has been a modus operandi of this ad hoc chair was that names must be given to the committee so that it is actually assisted in formulating a finding and recommendations. From the evidence of General Mkwanazi, whom part of it is what he termed as an intelligence information. So we have been, for example, Chair, General Mkwanazi stood in front of this ad hoc committee and said, him and General Kumalo went to the Minister of Police to brief him that General Sbiya is a rogue element within SAPS in terms of intelligence information. So I'm trying to display, Chair, that this is not the first time we're dealing with a situation of this matter. And I'm trying to make the NTPP comfortable to mention the name of the person that she's referring to. It is not certainly a finding or a guilty decision if you mention the name. Part of what we've been placed on here, Chair, is that there is an evidence General Mkwanazi even brought to the committee and later withdrew some parts of that evidence, and it was acceptable. So I want the NTPP to feel comfortable to provide the necessary finer detail of the evidence is given before the committee. Thank you very much.
Oh, Honorable Mathis.
Just to add on, number one, within our terms of reference, as a committee, I know this is an open, it's an open hearing at the moment, but we do have an option of a closed session. I'm not saying that we need to go there. We cannot have, we are wasting our time if we are not getting names. We're also going to leave, and when we go through our deliberations, we are going to say our National Director of Public Prosecutor gave testimony, but we have no proof. Because this thing of having classified intelligence reports is something that is so old that we've heard. I mean, if we go back, even in the history of Parliament, so many decisions have been made on intelligence or classified intelligence reports that we've never seen, we don't know. So we need to make a decision on if this thing is like that high profile, do we take it into a closed session? But I don't think it is that serious, Advocate. On a very serious note, there are many people that have come, they've been cleared and they've cleared their names, but we are definitely wasting our time if we are going to be protecting individuals who, number one, have already, you've said they've been suspended.
Honorable James.
The purpose of this ad hoc committee is basically for show and tell. We want those names, and I don't think we're going to be okay today with leaving here because everyone else's names, and I don't want to repeat what my colleague has just said. We've mentioned names of all other people that's implicated in this, and the words that were used was allegedly involved. I'm not sure why we can't do the same here today.
Advocate Batohi.
Chair, I hear what the committee members are saying. It has always been the position that when we are investigating, we do not give names of anyone that is the subject of an investigation. From the NPA, we only mention the name of a person in any media report or publicly after the person has appeared in court. That is the only time we mention. We do not even mention that people are the subjects of investigation. Names are never mentioned by the NPA generally. That is our policy, and that is to protect people. I don't want to protect criminals, of course, but we live in a constitutional democracy, and we must protect the rights of people, even if you are the subject of an investigation. And I hear what the honourable members are saying about the fact that other names have been mentioned by other people that have appeared before the committee. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, But I know the committee wants to do its work and wants to get to the bottom of this. Maybe the idea of a closed session is not such a bad one, because it is at the level of intelligence, and I think it will be hugely irresponsible of me to mention the name of a person. You know, it's easier said than done. We can sit here and say, you know, there have been allegations and people have been cleared, but these things destroy people's lives. And as prosecutors, we have a lot of power to make these decisions that affect people's lives in a very real way. And I've always implored upon prosecutors to please take your responsibility seriously. The impact of our decisions impact people's lives. So we must make the right decisions and make sure we have the evidence when we make a decision to prosecute. But that is taking it to another level. At this level where we are here, when we make a decision to prosecute, we have a lot of evidence already. Here I'm in a situation where all I have is the flimsiest bit of intelligence with a name that may or may not be true. And I still urge and I ask the committee to respect that. I cannot say it in an open platform where the many people of South Africa are listening. And I want the people of South Africa to understand that I don't mean to be disrespectful to you at all. And this committee. I really want to be responsible and not destroy even a single life. It's one too many. So I unfortunately cannot say it in this open platform, Chair.